This Sunday marks 1 year since a deadly explosion at the manufacturing plant Watson Grinding. The 4 a.m. blast literally shook parts of Houston and knocked hundreds of families out of bed. Melissa Correa is in West Houston talking to neighbors still trying to get back into their homes.
Boarded up windows, tattered tarp, and the sounds of construction. A year after homes were forced off their foundations, neighbors just want to get back inside.
I guess we're never gonna forget this, never, never. My mom is 70 years old and she can, if something drop on the floor, she just get panic.
In spite of the trauma and the setbacks,
Actually, my house is that one. That's my house.
Maria Uriostegui is hopeful.
It took me a year to get the permit for the city, and I just start building on January the 1st.
She'll be in her brand new home later this year. She lives just across from Watson Grinding. A 4 a.m. explosion at the facility a year ago killed 2 employees, injured others, and damaged hundreds of properties.
So it's been a year. A lot of my clients are homeless.
Attorney Eric Dick was one of the first to sue Watson Grinding.
Between $20 and $30 million is what we estimate for the personal property, the physical and personal property damage. No compensation, none.
Watson Grinding filed for bankruptcy in the days after the explosion. The ATF wrapped its investigation and turned its report over to the Houston Fire Department. Fire Chief Sam Peña says the explosion and fire are classified as undetermined, just in case more evidence comes to light. Though the ATF did rule out arson. Peña says the theory is the fire started because a rusted area of pipe leaked propylene, which was ignited by an electrical spark.
We just passed changes to the Hazardous Enterprise Ordinance.
Councilwoman Amy Peck.
Before the changes, if you were storing materials outside, you didn't have to follow the ordinance. And so this kind of closes that loophole to make sure that people have to follow it, even if it's being stored outside.
Harris County fire marshals also began inspecting properties that house hazardous chemicals. Fire marshals walked 50 properties last year. The reports will better help firefighters respond to chemical incidents. A year later,
some people are still living in their homes where there's damage.
The effects of the explosion seen and felt by this community, frozen in time.
When we start talking about what happened, we get a lot of emotion still.
Melissa Correa, KHOU 11 News.
Lots of emotions, I am sure. A spokesperson for Watson Grinding releasing this statement this afternoon, saying in part, over the past year, we've worked diligently with state and federal agencies to investigate the incident and to gain a clear understanding of what happened that caused this event. They went on to say it is in everyone's best interest to understand what went wrong in order to make sure nothing like this happens in the future.